And we're back here at the stock recap show, your one free stock recap show a week. Super excited to be here today. But first, super important disclaimer. All these videos are intended for education purposes only. Trade at your own risk. 9 in 10 traders lose money. 1 in 3 traders loses 90% or more. There's no guarantee you're going to make money with this strategy or any other strategy. Don't risk money you can't afford to lose. Results are not typical. We got fly. Well, and it is out of here. Here's today's home runs. And this is actually Friday morning, so it is yesterday's home runs. UCAR was the big one yesterday and just knocked it out of the park. And we're just going to go ahead and pull up some charts of these home runs today and let's see where they're at now. So UCAR is, gap much higher, so it's already at 12, but here's what it looked like yesterday. And yeah, wow, it opened at 5 and you had a chance to get in yesterday morning at 5 and you could have sold at 11 yesterday or held overnight for a little 67% gain. But yeah, it was up 144% yesterday, so huge move. TYGO is the next home run and that gap down, so not a great overnight hold there. WLDN was up huge yesterday. It was up like 32 or 35.37%. So that was big. Now let's get into the about to breakout stocks. And LE was looking good as of yesterday. It had a nice kicker pattern up, but it pretty much opened where it closed yesterday. CRDO was the next about to break out. It could, yeah. Oh, and it's off the wall. So it was actually up like 23%. It's a pretty big move. Or yeah, 23.25% yesterday. So that was a pretty big move. Now let's get into the IR list. Okay, these are stocks that are on injury relief here. DZSI fell apart yesterday and it's going to be probably recovering for a few days, if not weeks. And yeah, this chart just looks kind of broken. Very same thing here. It just looks broken. It broke through all the moving averages, all the lows. BGI, this doesn't look as scary because it's still above its longer period moving average down here, the 200 period moving average, but it was down 20%. Okay, so we're putting this on injury relief list. Okay, so that I didn't change the date here. This is actually today, and so that's it for the IR list. Now let's get into the scouting report. These are stocks to watch out for. So I did run the scans last night and I came up with a short list here. BHVN was the first one. And you can already see today's candle as trying to go higher, but it's pulled back a little bit. We'll see what it does at market open. PSTG, this was a breakout, in my opinion. It was past the 32 level, which was previous resistance back in February and back in November. And now we're at 34, but it's pulled back. So you might see a retracement to 32 today. Hopefully there's a bounce there for this company and that it goes high after that. ETNB, this is trading flat pre-market. But yeah, it does look good. The volatility's there, so this could be a mover. This could be a breakout today or next week. We'll see. OMER was the next one that we wanted to highlight. It's got a lot of cash per share. And if you look at the balance sheet, I just saw. So they don't have much cash though. So, and I did just see firms investigating, so that's not really a good headline. Let's see what's going on recently. Late breaking presentation at European Hematology Association. Okay. This is a biotech company. But yeah, it does look like it's breaking out and wants to go higher. So this is on watch today. Hind is the next one, also on watch. It just broke through this longer period moving average, and maybe all these lesser period moving averages are turning higher, which is good. Like to see that. KC, it wasn't on the scouting report, but we did want to highlight it because it does look pretty good here. It's in the cloud computing space, so it's been hot. That space has been pretty hot lately. I've been watching a lot of stocks in that sector, in that industry. Okay. And lastly, somebody commented on a video back in, I think it was May, about BKKT. Oh, maybe it was back in March, because I think it was a notable move. It was probably this spike back in March here. And they had said that there's an event coming up. Yeah, they're going to participate in Piper Sandler Global Exchange and FinTech Conference. I think that's June 8th, next week here. So that is something to get excited about. It's in the software and infrastructure space. So technically speaking, I would say this chart kind of looks a little flat. But with that event coming up, maybe it could be a good opportunity. But we're still trading well below longer period moving averages here. So expect to see some resistance at 180. And let's just check the balance sheet just to make sure they have some cash on hand. Yeah, so they have 98 million in cash and equivalents and 326 in current liabilities. I mean current assets, and then their current liabilities are 92. So it's actually looking like a pretty healthy balance sheet. It's not my favorite pick here, but I would bless it. I would bless it if you're watching this and you made that comment. I would say that's an okay stock to go ahead and pull the trigger on. Stop would be probably down here at the 120 level. If it falls below that, it would start to look really scary. So there's your bail point, and maybe a short-term target might be 180, this longer period moving average, and then longer-term target would be probably 260, where this was back at the beginning of the year. It had this big spike there. So there's a little technical analysis on BKKT if you were the one who made that comment. And feel free to make your comments about any stock you want or any trends you want us to highlight or anything like that that's stock market related. Okay. And that's it for this stock recap show. And if you are interested in accelerating your trade knowledge, this can be one of the most valuable skills that you can have and can completely change the game for you to retire 10, 20, or even 30 years earlier than most people, okay? We have 7-day free trials with our courses and 30-day free trials with our alerts. And I know it can be incredibly painful and frustrating, especially if you're a beginner or intermediate trader. So definitely book your free call on FridayTraders.com, and my associates or myself will be happy to assist you in getting these cool free tools. And that's it for this stock recap show. I'll see you next show. See you then.